It's not about finding a Superman. The question is not about one man or many men. The question is whether Lebanon this time can break the cycle and transfer power and authority into the hands of competent Lebanese who care and love for their country. There's nothing special about Lebanon. I was saying it's not rocket science to govern. You have to listen to what people want and try to provide it for them. You have to do it collaboratively. You have to get people from different disciplines. Of course, the solution is a civil secular state, but again, with no accountability. The warlords cannot build a civil secular state. It's going to have to be the people. If you want to go for an election, it needs to be free and transparent. It can't be free and transparent when vote buying is legal, weapons outside the state is legal, the media is politicized. So to have a fair chance, it's all about system change. Of course, I support a civil state that provides people equal access to services, equal representation, but through also a judiciary that is independent, that secures their basic rights. You can't get married in Lebanon if you love someone from another sect. I mean, this system is archaic. It's a 100-year-old system, and I think that we can break the cycle. You tell our politicians we want a civil state, they say we want a civil state. They co-opt the narrative. You say, I want, all the political parties are called something about change and fighting corruption. So they co-opt the narrative of a secular liberal state. Imagine yesterday the president of the republic says, I want to put a secular liberal state. We have so co-optation, counter narrative. And then the third one is outright oppression. So things like forbidding certain media stations, for censoring courses, etc. So this is my expectation for the next phase. They will say that they can do it, and then they will say it's not time to do it, and then if we get serious about doing it, they will find a way to shut it down. Unless we break the cycle. It's actually quite simple. We need to create a system from scratch to provide people's basic services, because politicians depleted the state resources and instead made us depend on their businesses, their schools, their hospitals for basic services. So it's about accountability. It's about creating an independent judiciary and an investigation that will let people build trust among each other. It's about managing the next phase, and by the next phase I mean the next days and months, and managing the relief. Right now it's about making sure that aid is being channeled to people who need it the most. Accountability this time is twofold. It's public accountability, because now, as you say, the wound is broken, and the whole world can see that they stored explosives in the middle of the city near schools and hospitals and mosques and churches and cafes and bars. And then there's, of course, a demand for an independent judiciary. The judiciary is more important than a name for a prime minister and a man here or there. Judiciary must be given power. There has to be a commitment, as I was saying before, that there will be a transfer of power and authority to people, to competent people. Right now, we need, as members of the community, as survivors of the past, to be seen as guarantors and protectors of the next phase. This includes the relief aid. This includes any political transition towards any type of government. And unless we have a seat at the table, unless we're able to voice it, it will all be dictated either internally or externally.